Upon a time there was a family and only one son. A young son named Thousand, who he lived at home with his mother and father. He was happy, he lived with them, smiled, longed, and adored his life, and his parents were happy to see his son grow up, and with only 3 years he had everything with them in addition. So that was very good in kindergarten, and his mother was always supportive while his father worked in a department of business where he worked all day and brought food home, and when the boy was only 5 years, his parents divorced. Thanks to a fight they had that caused Thousand to be sad, and he no longer saw his father. A years later, Thousands were still sad and alone, and his mother was in charge everything like food, clothes, money, etc. And for her it was something very difficult to handle and complicated, and more wide. Thousand their time is still work or do something, and one day sometimes receive the surprise that he has a grandfather named Handad. They had found out about his together crisis and decides to help her, and he stayed with Thousand while she went to work in the sea. Thousand was not very agreed to stay with him, and that made him hardly speak to visit him. Being 3 time passed, and his grandfather no longer wanted to be like with his grandson, and approached him in his room while he was playing with soldier toys, and his grandfather told him, "What you're marking Thousands." But Thousands didn't answer him, and Hand sent to next him as Thousands was on the floor and saw what he played, and he knew what to say, and he said, "You knew that I was soldier," and quickly Thousands looked at him and said seriously, happily, and Hank, he said everything that he was in his times, and Thousands were interested in him, and his mother was surprised to see that the two of them already understood each other very well, and time passed, and they got along very well each time when Thousands turned 7. Hank gave a medal to Head, saved, and his happiness to see it, and he beast was much that I would never leave here. Time passed, and the two of them were still together. Thousand he had outgrown his dad, who saw hunt with his dog, but when Thousand was 15, he was still with him, and he had no girlfriend or friends who are with him, and Hank was already very old, unable to play with his grandson against his mother. He realized how old he was, and one the morning Thousands wake up Saturday and went to his grandfather's room and saw they was not there, and looked in the wall house and saw that is he wasn't either, and he stayed there alone throughout the afternoon, and his mother arrived with the news that his grandfather had passed away. The pain Thousand had a feel upon receiving that news, and was every day and still went to school, and was great at the school that is was not very happy.
But on that he went for a different one because he wanted as light as his house and saw an asylum of an elderly and saw that he was inside his album a light but quickly to see in that they put his grandfather to a party but they did not let him go. Grind and appraised and said, "He is my father." And they did not believe her, and died and arrayed and home, and that my father was dead. His mother can I wrestle than he already quintin round and tried to explain that because told him and thousand. He's angry and thinking that the 5 months his father was alive. And on that Miles went to the school, angry and had not even spoken when his mother and went to school after he drunk his mother far. He insisted went to the asylum. Of both angry anger to what I speak to him and the thousand, and walk him home and outwards come to tea and break to snug or ten but on day he went home on different way because he wanted to be as like as him house and saw an asylum elderly and saw that he was inside his album alive but in the archive, and was impressed by thinking him was kicker to see in that day pushing grandfather. Not believe it, and I arrived to home and found and told his mother, not that my father was dead, and her mother did realize that they already kicked the drunk, and I tried to explain that because he told I that thousand no her I and when he's angry and thinking that I'll take 5 months. His father was alive and the one dies alone to school. Angry and had not even spoken, when his mother and went to school on article told his mother far. His son went to the asylum, on both angry and to so was expect to him 1,000 and we to him and how guards come to and breaking to knock edge of stamps, remembering and his father if the slaying him as a freak against the bad and will hit him and they were able to remember. His maneuvers will have told her father, and in the end, he knew of a never young going to water that he was in one father, and seeing his intestine white tubes coming out in the nose and in his arm, and understood that he as sick as it was already very old, and he was were in charity Bill. And the soul and his mother was and saw him, opened the door, and Johnson, hardware and bike were coming out and policemen. The policeman to grab the child and help taken her and her mother and the ones taken to her home. And her mother discharged Swing, and you are already disputed 7 days of life under her mother. I talked to asylum for my to be. She has 10 week and thousand will of you to accept to be. When the 218 for spoke and talked, and he saw him and waltzed and turned in the park. Sat eating bread and enjoying together, and one day hang 2,000 results tomorrow. Not the best, and they will not. Says us and never. Like romantic time also. I don't know to be strong and follow you. And strong nothing to seek happiness and fulfill your dreams in so day. Satan and the next day hang red day turns on continuous, and held a ghost there was not in my nice years. Later, Miles went to me marrying, and because his grandfather, well wise, told him my father.